Every morning, millions open their eyes unaware of the monotony in their lives. Millions following the same boring routine every single day. Millions going through a struggle where the pressure is constant, the competition relentless, and the cost invisible. This is the story of a few of those millions who don't even have the privilege of appreciating a new day, for their nights are spent buried in thoughts and worries, buried in books.
Hello, I'm Nurul Huda.
Meet Nurul Huda, Elch's Defense head girl and Debates in Science Society president. Let's see what Noor has to say about her academic journey.
And behind this exciting extracurricular and academic life that you just saw is a mental health toll that very few actually know about. I think that this mental health toll is something that we should talk about more. Sleepless nights and anxiety about winning and keeping up my grades all at the same time is something that has really strained my relationship with my parents and also my mental health.
Of course, Noor isn't alone in her struggle. So let's hear what Hamza, the Sports Society president, has to say about his experience.
One of the biggest issues in the competitive education system is the physical implications of a huge workload on students. For me, sleepless nights as a result of completing the syllabus has made a very huge impact considering my academic performance.
In response to all of this, Sir Debir, an educator and most importantly a mentor, has some very good advice for students who are facing the similar struggle in the education system.
So when we talk about the over-competitive environment in schools and what kind of effect that has on teenagers, we feel, first of all, that rather than lamenting the idea, we need to understand that when you talk about universities, when you talk about the work life, all of this has a similar kind of over-competitive environment, which brings us to how we can cope up with it. I think one of the key elements that can underpin this idea is the mindset that you have. So if we think that we need to get better than someone else, that is problematic because while you might just get better than somebody that you were comparing yourself yesterday with, but then the day after you will find again somebody that you need to get better. And that puts you into a vicious cycle where you're always competing and comparing yourself. Instead of that, you need to find something that is within you that you can compare yourself with. And that is simply what you were yesterday. Quoting Matthew McConaughey on that, you just need to be a better version of yourself as you were yesterday. Secondly, what we need to also understand is that the moment we put the stimulus for change, or the moment we put the stimulus that motivates us to get up every day into something that is external, it becomes problematic because we tend to start losing control. So the reason why people fall into the pits of depression and anxiety is because they feel more and more of their life is not in their control. We need to accept that while there is stress coming from everyday school life, we need to have constructive measures to deal with this stress. And that is where the physical aspect comes in. We see that today teenagers tend to spend more time on their phones or in sedentary habits as opposed to maybe indulging themselves into physical activities. So having even a 45-minute physical activity every day could relieve you of this stress and